Hey, I remember you. What do you think of this song?
Oh,
do you
man.
remember this song?
Oh gosh,
You remember this song?
Oh, I remember this song.
makes me want to ponder this delicious-looking drink.
As we all grab our drinks, we finally made it to a small milestone, episode 5. Cheers, boys. Cheers.
To a good episode.
To a great episode of The Secret Stash. Welcome back to episode 5 of The Secret
What's
Stash.
up?
Y'all. What's up, Sam? What's up, Izzy?
Episode 5.
He's back, everybody.
What's
I'm
up,
back.
Joe?
I'm
This
so glad to be
motherfucker made it
back.
back. We're so happy to have my boy Cosmic Apparitions back on The Secret Stash. Get ready to see his face a little bit more. He's a force to be reckoned with. Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. We're recording this on a Friday. They just
We just won, baby.
2-0
Let's
in the
go!
series. I know we
Yes.
might be in the finals by next week, but hey,
Luka
who
Magic.
fucking knows? But I know Luca's here. I'm
2-0.
so glad. I'm so glad to be here with the boys. I'm so glad to be here with that boy Benny. Shout out Benny. Benny's the
Yo,
guy
What's
here.
up, Benny? How you doing tonight,
Man.
my boy?
That is what I'm talking about,
talking
Benny.
Talk
dude.
your shit.
Dude,
Talk your
that
shit.
shit, Benny. Benny's like out here trying to be like Luca, dude. He's insane.
He's always
I don't
talking
blame
your
him.
shit, dude.
Man, dude, honestly, I'm freaking stashed out right now because look at these drinks that we have in front of us. Look at
Incredible.
those drinks that we just cheers before we started the show. These were made by none other than my brother and my sister-in-law. Shout out REGRESO Bar, dude. That is that fucking shit. We have 3 different
It's
drinks.
so good.
We got a cucumber drink, we have a fucking grapefruit type drink, and a fucking prickly peared cactus drink over here. If for all my slimy gods out there.
It's juicy. It's good.
It's all these drinks have been so good. They pulled up. They're serving us here like we're just a bunch of fucking royal gentlemen. It really feels nice because
Yeah.
I mean that's just family. They're just pulling up and letting us. They're saying, hey, let's try out the stuff we're making. And we're like, absolutely, welcome to the Secret
And it's
Stash.
incredible.
It's absolutely
Yes,
incredible.
yes.
I'm out here. I mean, I'm
Thank
feeling.
you so much.
Thank you guys
Thank
once
you.
again.
Yeah, can't
Shout
thank
out
you guys
to them.
enough.
Can't thank you. Shout out
Absolutely
to Saul and
incredible.
Sonia.
So
I mean, we're super
Exquisite.
super- yeah, exquisite. Fulcrum. And we're just happy to be here. We're listening to Peachy. Peachy's one of the best songs that I feel like I've ever recorded, and it's like the first one I ever recorded. As it plays in the background, it's at the tail end of the song. This is the original mix. I made this on an iPad. This is what I remember showing this to both of y'all back in 2015 maybe. And I remade the song. I remastered it. This is a legendary song. I can't say anything more than this song is just like one of the most feel good. It almost gets you ready for the summer, gets you ready to be happy, and it gets you ready to do shit.
I love that song
Get-
so much.
Tell me about your history with this song. Is it real quick?
Okay,
Real quick.
I mean, yeah. So Joel's making music, and he put out Peachy, and it was when I was getting into SoundCloud more,
Okay.
and he dropped that song, and it was just like so upbeat and like so like the fucking I'm not a music person, so the like that
Like the
shit,
droney,
yeah, the drone
synthesizers
shit,
and
yeah, that
Yeah.
shit, like I was digging it.
Hell yeah.
I was listening to that like on the reg. It was in my rotation like every day. I was listening to Peachy. I was listening to Waz like
Fuck
every
yeah,
day.
dude.
I
appreciate
Yeah.
that, man.
still
And-
so good.
Thank you, man. Sam, do you remember when I first showed you this? I think I had this is the only one of the 2 mixes that I have of this song.
Oh yeah, for sure. I absolutely remember when you showed me this, dude. I love this track. It's kind of like my first introduction to your music, and when I became a fan. So yeah, dude, I love
That's
it,
crazy.
man.
This song is almost 10 years old. Exactly. We were doing that whole thing at the time. We were recording a series of different songs. I remember I went to San Antonio to see Sam just to record a song and with the producer, and it was really cool. We I think I still have that song too. I don't know if I'll ever.
What producer?
Should we say the
Do you
name?
remember?
The
I know.
producer, shout out to Inbirth.
Yeah, shout out Inbirth, bro.
Yeah, shout out Inbirth.
It was
I
a
was
fun
just curious.
time. It was a fun time, my
Dope
guy.
producer, shout out to Inbirth, shout out to JP Dream Thug, GBC.
At GBC, all the San Antonio scene, all those
Exactly.
Texas boys that we've seen perform many times. Shout outs to them. But let's just jump into a quick little icebreaker. I want to just kind of get the ball rolling, get the conversation going. You can hear Josie; she's ready to talk. She's ready to get in the conversation.
Josie, hold your questions for a later time. Okay, we got a schedule.
Shout out to my little brother who just pulled up. Let's
What's
just
up,
shout him
Steven?
out. My boy got the Chicago Blackhawks. He's got the Blackhawks shirt on. He's pulling up, and my dog's just barking at him.
What's up? What's up?
It's awesome. We're gonna go ahead and get that little icebreaker just because we're all kind of creators. What's up, Steven? Let's go.
What's
my
up,
boy's
bro?
a real creator. Let's get it. What's good, chat?
W's in the chat.
Hey,
Oh,
W's in chat. Put W's in the chat. W's in the comments. Come on, guys. We got to see you down there. We got to see what. Yeah, real
If
quick.
you're still watching, throw a W in the comments.
Yeah, throw a W in the comment
right
Just
now.
comment. Say what's up, man. We're gonna be uploading clips on these
Say what's
episodes.
up, W in the chat, W Mr. G,
W
whatever you
Mr.
want to
G.
throw in there.
Yeah, bro. Hey, shout out to all the ALA students, man. Once again, y'all out here boosting our shit. One of the most recent posts went off, and that was cool. But guys, quick icebreaker. Since we're all creators, I want to know, especially for me, what is the one thing, just to kind of break the ice, what is the one thing that feels that is always in the way or maybe kind of gets in your way when you're trying to put something out, a project, a song, a piece of art, kind of the insecurities of an artist? Like what? Oh, there's my dog Pepper. Welcome, Pepper. What, Pepper? You can listen to him. What do y'all think, guys? Like, what are y'all's kind of, what are the things that get in the way sometimes, or that you kind of maybe overthink? Because I feel like I'm a big overthinker when it comes to releasing music and shit. What do you think, Izzy?
Okay, so I guess for me, when I'm making stuff, it depends on whether I'm satisfied with the quality of it. I ask myself, would I put this in a frame? And I don't know. You know,
Would you sell it or
there's
something?
a certain. I mean, yeah, there's a certain feeling you get when you know like an artwork is finished. Because I mean, when you're working on anything, I guess you can just you keep on changing it, right? And you can keep on and keep on, and it's hard to make that decision sometimes. Like, when are you finished with it?
Right.
And could it be better? Am I getting my message across well enough? Am I doing what I wanted to do with this piece?
Right.
And you have to really ask yourself that. And you got to ask other people too. Because making art is always a group thing. Like you should always get another point of view. You should get some other.
I feel like making art in
opinions.
general with other people is just the best way of making art. It's like, because like my biggest way of making art was making music with people, preferably people. As much as I enjoy making music on my own, I actually hate doing that at the same time. It's like I love it and I hate it because I wish I was just playing music with people, for people, So it's like, yeah, no, I mean, for me, it's definitely just, I don't know. It is the fear of kind of criticism sometimes, but it's also kind of just, I don't know. I feel like once I put it out, like at one point, I'm gonna have to like kind of look back at it and be like, because sometimes like we have the power to take these things down immediately too. Like I've done that so many times. So having that like freedom to just put it on and take it right off, I think sometimes gets in my way. And at the same time, it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of like insecurity in there for me, because like whenever you don't finish a song, or you like, especially with music, when you're building a song, you have the actual music, the structure of the song, and then you have like writing the lyrics and stuff. And maybe sometimes writing the lyrics doesn't really go with how the song is structured instrumentally. And so you just kind of like, you're like, oh well, I'll pick that up later, and then you just start something new.
Yeah.
And with music, with me, I think that's my biggest vice, is where I'm always starting something new and I'm never finishing the fucking thing that's just there.
Is that why you prefer to like create with people? You think it kind of pushes you forward?
Yeah, we kind of have no choice but to like put this music out. If it gets recorded, like the first thing we want to do is put it out, and we'll maybe be a little more picky because it's multiple people there listening to a mix. And my experience with making music in my bands, like I've recorded records in studios and sat there after to mix and master the records, and it's crazy because you hear things when you're like listening to it in a controlled environment, and it's much more like but you have a set of ears that's mastering it. That's not you. That's listening to the music that you made and recorded, and I don't know, like it's a little different because you have multiple people hearing it, as opposed to me. Even me, if I was recording with a different producer and not producing it myself, I feel like it would still be weird even with me myself just being there. Like that's why I prefer obviously self-producing every single thing I do, but that's also the one thing that's like that kind of holds me back because then I'm just like I just move on to the next thing, and maybe this new next thing that I start will be made. But I mean, I don't know how many fucking countless demos I've sent both of y'all that have just never seen the light of day, And right now that's like 95% of my shit. But yeah.
But that's the importance of like working with someone, is just like kind of bouncing those ideas, kind of getting that feedback. Like, how do you feel, Izzy? Do you like to, like, you're saying like you like to work in groups, you feel like that's kind of the best. Like, is that what you feel? Like you get the feedback, you kind of get to bounce these ideas and like kind of reflect on what you're trying to create?
Yeah, I think back to like my college art courses that I took. You're in a classroom setting. You got a lot of people making artwork, doing the same process as you.
Hey, Josie took the cucumber.
Let her have it.
And having critique was like a huge day, right? In art classes, like it's critique day. Like we've been working on this thing for like 2 weeks. You're gonna show everyone, and everyone's gonna give their opinion about it. And even that was like scary. Like people were so stressed out for critique day. A lot of people were. I've seen I saw a video on the internet of some girl, like she got like a 1 like critique, and she took it so bad she like destroyed her artwork like in front of everyone.
Well, how do y'all do with criticism?
I personally like it. I mean, it doesn't. I'm always
makes
down,
you better,
especially when people like really kind of go. I want people to. I feel like it is double-edged sword because
explain their criticism.
Yeah, like I want to hear it.
Yeah,
and it's like that feeling like when they say something, but and then you kind of agree, but you're trying to be like, oh yeah, well that's kind of what I was. You
want to push back and be like, this is what I actually meant.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels like that, but I think I'm still good with it because I still put shit out and I don't really care. Like if someone says my shit is trash, do you remember that time when we were someone was talking shit on a music video we made? And then they checked out my shit, and then they were like, "Oh shit, we actually can't talk shit on him because his shit is actually pretty good." Do you remember that?
Yeah. He was like, "Oh yeah, well, actually, like, because someone responded."
Yeah. It was it was like Zeke, and everybody was like talking shit to this.
And then
guy.
he was like, "Actually, I checked out some of your music, and you're okay, but everyone else, I'm not okay with."
Yeah, and so I don't know, like. Even that, I remember that's kind of like that's really one of the only times I've actually felt critiqued. This kind of sounds weird, but that's the only time I've ever really felt critiqued by like a person I absolutely did not know, like not know at all.
Yeah.
And so this person saying that hey, it's actually not that bad. And I was like, well, fuck you for talking shit on my friends, bitch. But at the same time, it's
thanks for your support.
But thanks for your support, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm good with criticism. You, Izzy? I feel like you're pretty good with it, right?
Like criticism on my artwork, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I structured my self-reflection over my artwork pretty much the same way. I think about what is the purpose of my work, and do I think I'm doing that, and then showing it to others, and like showing it to some people. I think when I showed that last painting to Louis, he's like, he looked at it and I didn't say anything, and he was like, "Oh man, it looks so hypnotizing," is what he said. And hearing that is like, boom, like success. Like that's what I wanted to do. Great. You try to like make them react in a certain way,
Yeah.
and you're trying to get them to feel a feeling.
I honestly think you are the best with criticism out of us three, because I've been to like Arts Goggle in your booth, seeing people pull up to you, talk about your art, talk about everything about it. Maybe just look at it and put it down. But and most of the time, it's like, people just look at it and they have to go to the next one, right?
Oh yeah, it's such a
But
huge
at the same
festival.
time, I've seen you're always so engaged with like the people that come and look at your stuff and try to explain what it is. And so like I feel like you allow them to critique it, but you also give them just a little more explanation on what the hell they're looking at. But you deal with that, I think, more than any of us, because you are out there posted up trying to sell your actual art. So you have people constantly critiquing you with their eyes. They don't say anything, but they just look at it.
Absolutely.
Critiquing it with the way they walk up to it.
How long are they staying
approach
at
it.
my
How long are
tent?
they staying? Is it 10 seconds? Is it 5 seconds? Is it maybe a minute? Because I've seen people do this, like exactly that. Like kind of just do every single one of those. And so like, I don't know. I think that's badass. Like, cause we should all be able to face criticism, whether it's
dude, or even posting your artwork online. You're opening yourself up to that for like everyone to kind of.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Online, to be honest, online's like the scariest fucking place. It's like, fuck, this is where everybody can judge you.
You see a trailer for Dune 2, and then, this is a drawing I made.
The worm.
Yeah.
The Wayne.
Well, hell yeah! I'm glad we were able to.
The Wayne.
I know that was kind of a more like, I wouldn't say heavy, but it's definitely poking at everybody's insecurities. That's a good topic to talk about.
It's hard to be an artist.
Yeah, man.
A lot of emotion.
Fuck yeah, dude! It's like all emotion. It's all putting what you feel.
What you put out is you.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
and as far as criticism
what
goes,
will they think of me?
I don't want to hear any of it. I don't like it, and
I hate criticism.
I just like criticism. I like it if it's explained. I like if you want to break it down to me, but if you just want to have an opinion, I don't want to hear it.
No, I know Luca didn't give a fuck about that shit tonight. Let's go back. Fuck yeah, bro. Let's go ahead and get into the stash box, boys, because I want to talk about a lot of cool shit.
Let's do it.
A lot of badass shit. I know Benny's ready to talk about it because my boy from out of
space. That's why Benny.
Let's go to the stash box. We're really sorry, Benny.
Benny, you okay?
Stash box time.
Sam, what the hell?
All right. It's time to go into the stash box. Guys, are you ready? Benny, you ready?
Benny's ready. I'm ready.
I know I'm ready, Benny.
All right, guys. So in the stash box this week, let's take a real deep dive into the inner workings of who we are and the stuff that we've created. The stuff I want to pull out of the stash box are works that we've done in our, it's kind of crazy to say career, because I don't know if that's the right thing to call it, but in like our time creating stuff, like what are the things that come to mind? That's not necessarily like names of projects. If you want to get specific, you can.
Yeah.
But kind of like times or points in your life and the things you were creating, maybe in like an era, not necessarily just the actual work you created. I can start unless y'all have something you want to say.
You go
have
for
something
it.
else?
Kick it off, bro.
Yeah.
For me, all right. So a lot of the times I kick back to my like formative years when I was like 13 years old, 14 years old, kind of navigating music as it was coming out, but also constantly being fed like music that's like a lot older than that. I don't know. Like I got into heavy music at a young age, and I started like my first few bands, and I feel like because I was kind of paired with these certain musicians at a certain point, it kind of like set the trajectory that I was going to play with kind of for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
Because even to this day, it's 2024. I've been playing with, a lot of the same musicians. I haven't played in a long time, but like I've been playing with like the same musicians for a couple of years, for like almost 2 decades, basically. And they're all doing really good things. They're all super talented, doing a lot of really big things. And I feel like I always like to highlight Desert Museum. Desert Museum was the project that I worked on the longest with my best friends, and
yeah, for sure.
Sam, you were along the way. You were taking so many fire ass pics, dude. You would take so many badass pictures of us and document our kind of our journey so well. Shout out Sam for being there in the early years because we started in 2015.
Yeah, yeah.
I joined the summer of 15. I remember I was in Florida.
First show at the practice space.
Yeah, yeah. We had a show at at a rehearsal space, and we almost got kicked out of the place because we had a unsanctioned show, and like a good amount of people showed up. We got away with it at first. Second time didn't work out. But yeah, that project was super special to me. I mean, it was the probably the thing I think about the most and the thing I miss the most in my creative life. Even as I keep creating, even as I stay in touch with Zeke and Lambert and Scott, it's we're all doing our own thing. And project I always like to highlight is Lambert's Horse Rider project because Lambert and Zeke have been putting in a lot of work into that. And I still think Real Melody is the best album of last year.
Absolutely.
It's the best fucking album of 2023. Real Melody. I mean, it's just got nothing but slappers, nothing but hits. But yeah, I was a real impressionable kid around that time, being 13, 14 years old. I went to my first recording studio when I think we were 13 years old. We went to South Lake to this British guy, and he recorded our first single. And Israel went to my middle school, so he knew that this first single that we dropped on iTunes or whatever, it like shook up the whole middle school, right? You remember that?
Yeah. Okay. So let me give you my point of view as a person within the target audience of this song.
The target audience.
Like, first of all, like there's a lore behind this band because you see them in gym and they have a guitar and they're fucking shredding.
Scott.
And and
the Lord.
And then there's rumors of like, oh, we're gonna do a show. We've been practicing. We're gonna put a song out. It's gonna be on iTunes. Boom.
The word started getting around.
It got published on iTunes. Bite the bullet.
2011. 2011.
I bought it for 99 cents on the iTunes store. I bought it. I bought that song.
Dude, we had like 50 people buy the song. But I think Lamb ended up getting the money or something. I don't know. We were kids. Damn. Who gives a shit?
I mean,
yeah, iTunes was different back in the day because we couldn't just upload it now. Like you could just throw it on DistroKid or something. You had to like find a distributor, like a very specific one, or like it was just a little harder. I mean, you had to go through a little bit different kind of process.
When it's a SoundCloud get made.
It's still on SoundCloud. That song. I haven't said the name of the song yet. It's called "Bite the Bullet."
My bad, I said it.
Did you say "Bite the Bullet"?
I did.
Yeah, he said.
Oh, okay, hell yeah, fuck yeah. No, yeah, I mean,
bite the bullet.
Yeah, it was not. I mean, it was my only vocal performance I think ever.
And it was a great performance.
It was good. It sounded good on iTunes.
To be honest, the actual recording of the music it's fucking pretty solid.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, we put it out in 2011 and played a bunch of shows, played talent shows, and then we played fucking. We played a school dance one year in 8th grade, and we had 2 songs. We had "Bite the Bullet" and a new song that we had wrote, and it was like a much heavier song. We were listening to a lot of Exodus around that time, and we had the song "The Toxic Waltz" stuck in our head, and it was just about moshing. The song's all about moshing, so we were like, let's just make our own version of "The Toxic Waltz," and Scott knows this fucking song, and it's just a funny ass. It's just like a simple little riff, but it was fun to play in front of people because we thought it was heavy at the time, and it got a lot of people to go crazy in the crowd. And it was just a school dance that our fucking principal had to come like take the mic, strip the mic out of my hand, be like stop, like canceled everything, like stop playing, put her hands like on everybody's guitar strings, was like no stop. Izzy, you were there, you remember that,
which only made the band that much cooler. Like holy shit, like you felt like you were part of something rebellious.
Dude, we had people from other schools pulling up to that dance.
Fuck yeah.
We thought we were the coolest kids in the world. We're a bunch of 13, 14-year-olds. Love that shit. But yeah, man. And then the thing is, I could tell the grand story of Desert Museum and like everything beyond that, but like at the end of the day, those formative years, like when I was 14 years old, that is the reason I got all that other stuff, you know? But the reason I love highlighting that is because that time of my life was fucking just the best time of my life with those guys being we were just kids, you know, making music and listen to a lot of fucking Metallica and just doing a bunch of covers and putting them on YouTube.
And you put a song on iTunes, like that's a huge accomplishment, honestly. Like,
I guess at the time maybe, but
like you did what we were talking about. Like we were talking about how hard it is to put shit out, and y'all made something together, and y'all were like, yeah, let's put it out. And that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Maybe I'll put it out on the Secret Stash one day, but I'm too fucking scared to put that shit out. I'm literally terrified. But yeah,
it still holds up.
That's I guess that's kind of where I go back when I think of works that I've done. I mean, I've done a lot of things now in the last few years as a creator. You know, I've done short films. I've worked as a producer, as a studio manager, managing many shows and talent and celebrities that come in and things like that. And with all that experience, I'm really I'm actually I don't even care to talk much about that. I more care for the fact that like I got to do that and got the independence to run things my way, run shows my way, and so now it's given me that kind of experience to come and do this on my own and work on the very next step.
Even outside of that, Desert Museum, like y'all done multiple projects together.
Yeah, albums. We dropped multiple records, EPs, singles. I mean, a whole vinyl pressings, things
shows,
like that.
Lots of shows.
COVID was just it was like a sniper. It was like the best. It was like a Bob Lee Swagger. It was like if he sniped Desert Museum's fucking existence away. COVID was like me. It was like I'm just an inventor. I'm just a transformer. It's me, Mark Wahlberg. That was the worst impression of all time. We're gonna keep it on the show though. But yeah,
keep it.
That's kind of where I stand in the work. Like I said, I don't care to talk too much of the present stuff, but as a kid, that's the best time, bro. You're young. What about y'all? Izzy, what about you?
So the question being something I'm super proud of that I've been a part of.
Highlight some of your work.
Highlights.
Or a time in your life when you were creating this work.
Okay. I'm gonna have to shout out my my digital art era, where that's all I was making, because I was a poor college student and I couldn't buy paints, and honestly I didn't know how to paint back then. I just knew how to draw, and I got a Wacom board, which is like it's before the touchscreen era. And it's just like this touch sensitive board, and you had a pen, and you would look at the screen and you would draw on the board while looking at the computer screen. So it was kind of hard to do.
I remember seeing you use that.
And and I got really good with it. I was making illustrations for the Texas State University newspaper.
Dude, I remember
making a tiny little bit of money.
Yeah,
tiny little bit.
Bro, I forgot you did that.
I kept all the newspapers my work was published in. I thought that was really fucking cool.
That was super cool. Honestly, I remember seeing it every week.
I remember I even was like I would do illustrations for the opinions columns, right? So I'd just I'd read the writer's work, and I'd have to make an illustration that kind of encompasses the column,
okay,
right? Whatever opinion they're giving, and that was mainly my job. And then one time I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a comic, and because there was not a comic section in the newspaper, and I was like, hey, I made this comic. I don't know why this newspaper doesn't have comics. You can have this one for free. And I posted it, they posted it, whatever. They published it. It was cool. I had a comic in the newspaper.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That was
That's a big accomplishment.
So
I mean,
cool,
it's published in a college newspaper.
I'm up there with fucking creator of Peanuts and Garfield.
Let's fucking go.
I had a comic posted in the news. I mean, it wasn't, but it was cool. And then you know what? And then they created a position as a newspaper comic, and they made that a position in the newspaper. So I helped kind of open that door to that artist. I think I was a little resentment back then because I was like, why did they make me the comic artist?
Yeah.
But honestly, now that I think about it, I'm glad another artist got to be a part of the newspaper.
Kind of passed the torch. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You're gonna graduate someday anyway.
Made a change in the newspaper. It's pretty cool.
That's fucking sick.
And then they stopped paying me. They stopped paying the artists. I'm gonna shut my mouth before I say something. I mean, that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to say.
We gotta still keep it. Eat 'em up.
They
Cats.
still, yeah, hell yeah, eat 'em up cats, and
Eat 'em up cats,
they
baby.
still, I'm still proud of that era. So I don't hate them. I don't hate them. Love them.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was a bobcat at one point.
Bless.
Sam, tell us what you are thinking of when you're thinking of, man, like I rocked that era.
Exactly, bro. And I can think of a lot of shit.
I was having so much fun doing that.
And you know what? I hope you highlight at least one that we were all a part of.
Well, what I was gonna say,
I know what I'm thinking.
A lot of my informative years were spent in North Carolina, so a lot of the earlier projects I worked on didn't involve y'all. So what I want to touch on is some later projects that connect to y'all.
Oh,
what we all worked on was a big thing for me was for us, like the Curse project that we worked on.
Damn.
So like we did a little album that
Honeybee Stole My Skateboard.
That I kind of orchestrated. I gathered everyone together. I wanted to put together a project and shoot videos for it and kind of put out. I don't want to say what would you say the genre would be?
Or we were just a bunch of sad ass auto-tune rappers,
little sad boys.
That's all it was, bro.
Just putting out a project like that, dude, and working on the videos for that was huge for me. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. The videos for that was like I was spent with friends. Like IZZY was a part of like a big first video we all did together. Right. Shout out to Zeke on the Night Pain video.
Big time.
Lone Star Pop Star.
Big time video. I mean,
all those videos, bro, from that time were just huge to me. There's a bunch of music videos. We'll link them all on the screen.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree. I remember doing the Lone Star Pop Star video.
Even recording those songs.
But I remember me and Izzy specifically and Daisy we're at fucking we're at South by in downtown, and we were at the ACLU fucking little giant tent. They had like 2 blocks of it's all good. It's all good. It's just water. It's just water. It's just water. Anyway, yeah, we were in the middle of downtown Austin, right by the fucking forget the hotel that's right at the edge of the freeway. That's a burp. Oops. Yeah, and then we pulled up to Sam's house, and he was about to shoot the video, and we drank like 10 beers each, so we were super stashed. And Izzy's job was throwing balloons in the back, making sure that we had balloons constantly flying.
Yep.
And then we all just partied on the couch, and I feel like you really captured that energy, and especially in that song, because that song's all about having fun, being free, being a Lone Star Pop Star. I don't know.
I remember seeing those pink lights. Those pink lights, like
that's iconic.
I'd never seen a room that pink before. Like, and it was so like
the balloons.
Yeah.
The bottles.
Well, that was like that first time for me that I kind of wanted to get from behind the camera and just doing like a kind of like first person shooter, I guess, in a way, video, and kind of directing something and just being like, all right, everyone do this and do that. So that was a big thing for me to have everyone involved, especially like having you come through. Izzy, I didn't know you too well then, but I loved having you a part of it, to have this memory. Obviously, everyone coming through for the whole Curse thing that we were doing at the time was huge. So yeah, dude, those videos. Another one I want to point out is, what's that video we did, bro?
Which one? The one at
the drive-in.
Mirrors.
That
was a good one.
Another one, bro. Mirrors was a good video for me.
No, yeah, that was where...
That was a great night.
Bro, I hate being on fucking camera. It sucks when it comes to performing like that.
In public?
Oh my God. It's like, you just don't want to do it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how Lambert and Zeke feel about that, but for me, when it's just like the solo shot of me, under a light or something, it's just like, fuck, bro. I feel like everybody's just like watching me and be like, what is this fucking weirdo? But, at the same time,
and that's how it always feels, bro. When you're shooting shit in public, you're like, you're just feeling like, everyone's watching you, like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah. And like, but at the same time, the final product is amazing. It's like, it captures,
it's fun.
And it doesn't capture the insecurities that I was feeling, that I thought I was feeling on camera. Because I was like, oh my God, this is going to be terrible in the sense of my performance. I knew you were going to chop it up and make it look sick. But I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared of how I'm going to look. But yeah, Mirrors, the video, we went to multiple different spots in Fort Worth,
dude. Yeah, man. It was just so much fun. I love putting together that project, shooting the videos, and just getting everything together. That's huge for me.
We even shot a video, me and you, that's unreleased of one of my songs from forever ago. That's never gonna be put out.
Never.
Ever, dude. That shit's never coming out.
But it's there.
I'm gonna listen to that later.
It's there. It's there. And you know what? I love talking to you guys, man. I love talking about
too, man.
The different kind of paths that we all took to be creators. I don't know. We're still kind of doing it. I mean, we're doing it for sure. I mean, this podcast, is definitely our way to kind of channel back to those earlier times and see kind of how they relate to what we're feeling now. Do we still feel that way? Are we still kind of that young mind, a young formidable mind that can still be kind of like open to new things, as open as you were when you were a kid, Shit just kind of lands on your plate and you just eat it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it was when we were kids. You just kind of like, you don't, a lot of times you stumble upon music and stuff and they're all talking about eating shit. But yeah, man, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, dude.
And also, shout out to Regreso Bar, dude. They out here providing with the craziest fucking deliciousness drinks that Fort Worth has ever
I'm
done.
drinking the elixir of life right now. I'm getting younger.
Yes. This takes you back 10 years.
Please, everyone, stop talking.
It's got the cucumber.
We're not doing any favors.
But thank you so much to Regreso Bar for catering this nice cocktail evening for us.
And run the commercial.
And we'll be right back. We're going to get into our final segment, and then we will close the show out. We'll be right back, guys.
We'll see you.
Good stash, baby.
Brought to you by Regreso. Unwind your soul with every sip and imagine your return.
All right, welcome back to the Secret Stash. Here we are again, and what we are going to be talking about next, we are bringing out the secret menu.
The secret menu.
What's on the menu? What we want to talk about now is what we consume when you want a big old hit of nostalgia.
What feeds our nostalgia?
What are you eating?
I'm hungry for some nostalgia.
What do you
Maybe it's
eat?
on
all
the
the
secret
time?
menu.
Hey, I'm gonna take a little
Trip. A little trip down memory
I'm
lane.
gonna take a little taste.
A little taste down
take a
memory
What
little
are you
sip.
tasting on, dude? Tell us.
Oh, you know what I'm sipping on right now? I'm sipping on some Recuerdo bar. This is that gas right here. This is that good stash drink
Look
right
at that
here.
glass. He's living lavish.
I'm feeling good. I got my little drink
It's
right here.
good.
It's a good drink. I forget what it's called,
Liquirdo?
but it's a fire ass bar.
But what are you eating, Sam? What are you eating when you want some nostalgia? What do you?
Yeah, what are you
What do you watch?
consuming?
What do
bro?
you-
What feeds my
that?
What do you
nostalgia,
do?
bro?
What do you-
Well, for me,
Yeah.
a big old dose of nostalgia is some dark bedroom, fucking CRTV, and some of
He's pulling something out the stash.
Shoot. Benny, move out of the way.
Oh,
some
is that?
Goosebumps, baby.
Oh my God.
see that? I'll put it up for
Some
you.
goosebumps.
Let's throw it in.
Nice. Love the Goosebumps. This one specifically, Stay Out of the Basement. Tell me a little something about this. Tell me why this tickles your fucking nostalgia.
This tickles my nostalgia because when I was a boy, when I was a tot, first coming over to America or Japan on an American base, these were some of the first VHS that I watched. I had a little TV just like this, and I had a bunch of VHS, and I had a bunch of Goosebumps, dude. I had not seen any of this when I was in New
Wow.
Zealand, and coming to Japan, America for the first time, American base. I
Right.
got a bunch of this, so I got to hit up the video stores, and this was kind of like in the kids section. The covers just spoke to me, bro. This was my first introduction to horror, in I guess
Absolutely.
a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, this sticks with me to this day. I love the style of it, the way it feels, the way when you watch it, it kind of transports you back to the time whenever it was made. It doesn't feel like anything that's made today. It doesn't feel like anything else. And yeah, they just kind of have these stories that are a little bit more. I don't know. They're a little bit more of a spooky tales for the children's.
Yeah, and I feel like a part of that comes with watching it the way it was supposed to be watched on a TV like this.
Yeah, and that was a big part of it for me. Just kind of watching it like on. Yeah, man, like a TV like this, kind of plugging it in, seeing like the imperfections, the skips and the tapes, like kind of added to like the airiness of
the
it,
RGB, and then it depends. Like every TV is different. You can have some dead pixels here, there, here, and there, and that's just like the personality of your little.
And
TV.
almost like the way the audio sounds coming from it is almost like whiny, bro. Like it sounds like a little bit more like it just like it fits the tone of Goosebumps.
Well,
so yeah, this is a big one for me. Just like not only just this like this tape in particular, but all the Goosebumps series, a lot of the movies like Terror Tower,
man.
Terror Tower, Terror and Terror Tower, Nightmare and Terror Tower,
Nightmare and Terror Tower.
A lot of those movies, a lot of those tapes, bro, because a lot of them were on tape for me. Like I couldn't see the next episode, or there's like a collection of episodes. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Goosebumps is huge.
Yeah, I feel like I only saw Goosebumps on TV. I never owned any actual VHSs.
Same.
When I would go to the library, I would see them all the time, but I would be too scared to check them out. I don't know. I didn't see them later until I was like 14, 15 years old. I think I was like in high school when I first actually looked at Goosebumps. Because I actually didn't grow up a lot on Goosebumps. I grew up seeing and hearing everybody talk about it, but never really watched it too much. I watched some with my girlfriend Daisy when she put it on. She put that on. We put on like Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, or what was the one on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
I think that one.
Yeah.
And it reminds me a lot of Goosebumps too. But yeah, man, Goosebumps is huge. It's a big cultural, phenomenon. It's kids horror.
I feel like there's something really nostalgic about like those type of TV shows
and books, dude.
That were like
fucking books.
So like when I think Goosebumps, I think of like Wishbone. You know what I'm talking about?
Wishbone?
The terrier. Yeah, okay.
He goes back.
Okay, thank you, Daisy. So it's like a dog. It's like it's like a real dog, and they like voice over him a voice, and he like goes back in history and like through the lens of like literature, and he like lived out these it's like this dog, and it's cute because they put him in different outfits, and he's adorable, and he's like the main character of like Romeo and Juliet. This little dog.
Hilarious.
I don't know, because like there's something about being, you see these movies with like $1 billion budgets, and you see that stuff, and it's like they really have to try to to bring it home. They don't have that big budget, and I think just shows like that, the actors, the writing is just a little bit more genuine. I don't know. Has writing gone down?
Yeah, I imagine that the productions like weren't like they weren't like these.
Is there no moral decency left in this world?
What are you talking about, man?
I want to know.
Is there not? There should be.
Hope so.
I hope so too. Hell yeah.
Let's hope.
What else is in that box? Maybe there's something for me in there.
Yeah, what's in there, man?
You're gonna have to pull it out for me.
Throw it up there.
Gots to see what's in the box. What's in the box in the secret menu? Yeah. This is one of them.
Whoa.
Check this shit out. My first console, big console, I think it was actually the PlayStation 1, actually. But the first one we got for like Christmas as a big unboxing, Fusion Frenzy on the Xbox, dude. This right here, this game, revolutionized multiplayer gaming, bro. I was one of 4 siblings, and this is a game where everybody can be involved, everybody can play, and you can play as a bunch of different characters, play a bunch of different games. Probably the one we played the most was called Sumo. You're just a big ball, and you're just knocking each other off the stage. You're just a big rolling ball, and it's the best. You can play that shit for hours, have tournaments and shit. This is a game that definitely makes me feel like an absolute child. Like it kicks me back to 2002. Playing this shit as a kid with my brothers and sisters. It's a game that means a lot to me, man. This is a good multiplayer game. This is Xbox's Mario Party. This is Microsoft's Mario Party.
Yeah, absolutely.
This game is a banger, man. This is, and I played it.
It's good.
I played it on the demo of a certain game that I also want to highlight in the stash box. Will you pull that one out for me, Sam? For the secret menu, talking about bam. Talking about Halo 1, baby.
Oh,
that's where I first played Fusion Frenzy
classic.
On the demos.
A masterpiece.
This was game of the year when it came out. Halo 1, man, every level, every moment, every cutscene, every piece of music from that movie or that game, every character changed your life, bro. When I was like 7 years old playing that shit, I was like, dude, it's crazy. This is one of the best games I ever played in my life. And the first one still holds up super well. It's a game that I never get tired of playing. I feel like I can play it every day from the beginning and just try it every day, try to beat it on Legendary or something. It's a hard game to beat. But it's Legendary. I remember playing it in middle school with you in the computer lab and shit. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would be on that shit.
Dude, I have a follow-up question for you, dude. Okay, it's kind of a two-parter. Okay. Part 1. Did you play Halo split screen with your siblings?
Oh, for sure.
Nice.
For sure.
Question number 2. Okay. So when you were talking about Fusion Frenzy, you mentioned how fun it was to be competitive with your siblings, right? How competitive were your siblings? Tell us about, I want to know a little bit about that
the
sort
gaming?
of
competitive gaming.
I mean, maybe not just gaming, just like in general. Like, does the competitiveness with your siblings, does that like bring back the nostalgia? Is that like a huge part?
No, yeah, for sure. Like, that's part of it for sure. I mean, you're in the same room, you're living in the same house. You get to wake up the next day. You all get off of school at the same time. You go home and you play this game together. And like every day it changes. Maybe, I'll play with Saul one day, or sometimes we didn't have enough controllers to play all together. Sometimes, most of the time, it was just 2 controllers. And if friends or family came over with controllers, we would plug up. I think the most we ever had was like 3 controllers at a time. But we would try to play as best as we could. At one point, I think we had 4 at one point, but it was like those Mad Catz controllers that you would get back in the day. Like they didn't last very long.
The
competitiveness was there. I call back to it.
Did it ever go too far
in the game?
Did you ever like?
Oh, dude!
Did one of y'all get so angry y'all like
not me.
Start throwing fists?
Not me. Not no fists. But Steven, fucking Steven, we were playing Mech Assault on the Xbox. For all the old Xbox players, Mech Assault is the old, Gundam fucking mech game on the Xbox. And I was beating the shit out of Steven so bad. So fucking bad. He got so mad, he picked up the Xbox controller from like the, the thing, like the hand thing, the handle or whatever. He picked it up and then he hit me right on the fucking eye, like, boom! And guess what? The next day was fucking picture day. And so I went to picture day, I think in the 1st grade, with a black eye. And I know my mom still has the picture. I know it's in one of the photo albums. But it absolutely went too far. I mean, Steven got so mad he hit me with full force with the fucking controller. I was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. I still remember that day. I was like, what the fuck? I was fucking pissed. But yeah.
It's tough being younger brother, dude.
But that's the worst it ever got. I mean, yeah, we talked a lot of shit. I remember there was a video I posted on Facebook of like that was titled like Saul fucking sucks at this game or some shit like that.
Damn.
But yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely competitive. And it's part of being a kid.
Yeah.
And it makes you nostalgic for sure.
Sweet.
Oh yeah. What about you, bro?
All right. Well, what I am taking out of the stash box, and Sam, you could just kind of throw it up to the air over here. You want to reach in and
throw it on the
cast
secret
it
menu.
out there.
Throw it on the secret menu.
Boom! I'm talking a classic. I'm talking one of the best soundtracks of all time. I'm talking adventure. I'm talking drama. I'm talking about Pokemon Emerald version. All right.
Fire.
For the Game Boy Advance. And if you were lucky, you had a Game Boy Advance SP. And you could play all night because you had the backlight. Man.
Fire.
Pokemon in general, right? I grew up. My cousin had an older cousin, and he just had Pokemon cards, right? I was like 5. I was 4. I don't know. I'd never seen Pokemon before. But he had these cards, and he had so many, and he was obsessed with it. And then I think I watched a Pokemon movie on VHS, maybe Pokemon 2000. Not 2000, like the first movie. I don't know. And then I started watching, and that just makes me think of like Saturday morning WB Kids.
Fox.
Okay.
For kids.
WB Kids.
WB for kids. Fine.
Yeah. Had all the anime, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon,
Jackie Chan
Sonic,
Adventures.
Kirby, Jackie Chan Adventures.
I just want the talisman.
Like Shaolin Showdown.
Showdown.
Like that, man, like cartoons. I don't know. It just takes back to cartoons. I was talking about Pokemon. What was I talking about?
Yeah.
The anime. Okay, so
Cousin.
Pokemon is like one of the greatest video game franchises in the world. And it's in the anime game, It's like Pokemon. Shout out to Pokemon, man. Like what they did. I mean, multiple medias. I know we've talked y'all have talked about the Pokemon Netflix show. That's like stop motion.
Concierge.
Great show. Concierge. Great show. The games are great. The anime is great. So wholesome. The trading card game, I mean, they basically have their own stock market of rarity of cards, But
the Emerald music, though.
The music, too. Oh, my God, the horns.
The
horn section was just going off that game. And we were talking about this. It's I don't know how you said it because you're the music person. Like they constructed music like they had a full orchestra,
yeah, I mean,
except they didn't.
They wrote the whole thing, but they have to program into like a digital form, like a certain bit rate and shit. Like,
right.
But yeah, I mean,
which is like the
really
whole
cool.
like video game music type. That's what people think when they think of like old, Pac-Man booting up or whatever. Right.
Yeah, no, I mean,
that stuff is good.
Pokemon has some super memorable music. I mean, the Hoenn region was for sure fucking really cool. The original is probably still my favorite, but yeah, I mean, I think the composers for those and Nintendo in general was really on smoking that good shit when they were making those songs.
And that was just the first one that I played. Like they're all good. Like, yes, okay, I'm not a Kanto, yes. Johto, yes. They're all good. Sinnoh, played that one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I broke off after Pearl, Diamond and Pearl, but came back later on in 3DS days, and that was fun. It's been a long time. I can't really play a game now to save my life, but back in the day, it was fun. I had a great
cashing
time.
out.
Yeah, I'll be cashing out when I can. But guys, thanks for sticking around for another secret menu segment. We're gonna come back and close out the show. I can tell Josie's getting a little thirsty from these amazing drinks we're having.
Watch it, Josie. Careful.
We'll be right back,
They're
guys.
strong.
Secret Stash.
Brought to you by Regreso. Unwind your soul with every sip and imagine your return.
Welcome back to Secret Stash. We're actually just getting ready to close the show out. Can't thank the guys enough for pulling up. Looking Izzy, Sam, always pulling up. My boy Benny, jumping off the ship, making sure to always stop by to the Secret Stash, checking out the Stash House, making sure we're just, we're spreading the good word of his people. We're out here just trying to be some good stashers, and I had a good time chopping it up with you guys today. Big thank you to my brother and sister-in-law, Sonia and Saul. Man, they pulled up with the greatest cocktails you could pull up to.
Good.
And maybe we got a little too stashed because they're so great. But I had a great time, guys. Did you have a good time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was so glad to be back, be here for my second episode. Good to see a lot more of you. Okay. Sorry.
Always having the best time.
My boy Sam, always. Even Josie, she's like, I'm gonna just make sure I say goodbye to you. Don't forget about me. Guys, thank you once again for another Secret Stash episode. We hope to see you next week. We're going to close you out with another song. It's a very old one. It's called Peachy, and I hope you like it. It's one of my favorite ones. It's the best way to close out your Secret Stash. Thank you so much, guys. Good night. See you later, Benny.
Thank you.